Hello, and thank you for joining us today. I'm Tom Pesky, your MC for today's FabTech webinar on innovative thinking and metal forming after the pandemic. Welcome to those of you who are joining us from the FabTech conference in Chicago, as well as to those who are signing in remotely from points across the globe. This event has been organized by the Bureau of Foreign Trade of the Ministry of Economic Affairs of Taiwan to give you a quick way of learning about the newest metal forming and welding innovations from leading Taiwan-based companies. Each of the 5 companies participating in this event will have several minutes to tell you how they are advancing in the respective sectors of the industry, including their capabilities in smart manufacturing. There will be an opportunity to ask questions, so please put those in your chat. And without further ado, let's get started. Our first speaker is Mr. Kent Hughes, Director of Sales of Cosen Saws North America, a leading bandsaw manufacturer. Kent will discuss the latest upgrades and benefits of its Industry 4.0 Mechalogix application, which not only looks at real-time and overall machine operation, but also drills down to details such as blade performance and other information that helps make sawing operations more efficient and cost-effective. Welcome, Mr. Hughes.
Yes, Cosen is very excited on the FabTech opportunity to present our Mechalogix technology. Cosen has developed this technology to really help the bandsaw marketplace as far as understanding what is available to them with utilization of their machines and performance of their operators. So I'm going to spend a couple of minutes just talking about what Mechalogix has to offer. First of all, Mechalogix was designed to be a utilization of the machine. Our concept on this is that we would like to know and understand, as that bandsaw machine is operating in the facility, what kind of performance level is it operating at? That way we can learn and understand the efficiencies. Is it operating at a 70%? How do we improve upon that? Or is it at 40%? And there's a lot of issues maybe as far as applications, or possibly it's operating at 90%, and we may need to look at new machinery investments. That was the original concept of Cosen. Once we introduced it to the marketplace, it became much different. We've improved upon it. We've added many features to it. And mainly those features we're coming back down to is understanding directly what was going on with the bandsaw machine itself. So here you can see where we can show a utilization of a bandsaw machine and actually how many pieces and how many square inches it has cut during this time frame. You'll see on this next slide, if I am a customer that has multiple machines, maybe in one facility or multiple facilities throughout the country, I can now drill down and I can see all the bandsaw machines within my organization. I can see what the status is of each of these machines. So this is very beneficial for a company that has larger operation, many more saws in their facilities. Once I get to this next dashboard, this is a very important dashboard. Now I can look within each facility or each site category, and I can look at each specific machine, and I can see what is currently going on with that machine, whether it is up and running, what type of bandsaw blade is on there, what speeds are that machine running, what feed pressures, what is the cutting rate. So I have a lot of detailed information. And this is just a dashboard, but what I can do is I can click on each of these machines and I can drill down into more information, which will help me understand what is going on with our applications and how we are performing for each application and each saw. Our next dashboard, once again, we get into the individual machine. We can drive down on this information and we can see what kind of vibration levels are coming from the blades. We can set our alarms there so that we can be notified if the performance is not meeting our expectation level. So we can drill down into a lot of different information per machine. And that's what's really nice and unique about Mechalogix, is that we get a big overview of all of our equipment, but then we can drill down and we can look at specific machinery. From here, we can look at the blade information. Any bandsaw machine is a machine that is great as far as its technology and its cutting cap applications. But the bandsaw blade is really truly the tool that's doing the work. And a lot of people have a hard time understanding what kind of performance level are they getting off of each bandsaw blade. This really helps drive the information of each blade, what it's doing, what its total life has been, what kind of cutting rates is it getting. So it really helps us to understand which bandsaw blade may be great for that machine or for that application that we're currently running. So we have a lot of great information. That is what has improved upon Mechalogix over the last couple of years, is more of the blade information. On our next slide, you can see that we have windows here where we can drive down. We can look at specific blades. We can look at charts. We can put up alarms on blades to really understand. So it's not just the performance of one blade, but we can start to look and see a history. That way we can understand what each blade is doing, but also what all of our blades are doing throughout the cost of the year so that we can understand our total selling costs. Our next dashboard, this is a report that really is beneficial to us. Many people have a hard time understanding when a bandsaw blade is going to fail. In some instances, we are cutting exotic materials that may take hours to cut. This is great information to help us make a decision. Do we leave that blade on that machine, or do we remove it and put a new blade? As you can see on this chart, we're able, by each of those yellow dots, to see each cut. And as we measure each cut, we can see the performance of that blade. And as long as that is in the green area, we know that blade is going to perform very well for us. Once it starts to get to the yellow, there's some issues that we need to address, possibly wearing out of the blade, possible speeds and feeds. And once it gets down to the pink-red area, we know that blade is at the end of its life. And at that point in time, if we have an exotic material that's going to take a long time to cut, it is going to be best for us to make that decision to change that blade. So the data that we can pull on the performance of the blade is very, very beneficial for us for our future job cutting. And once again, so we're measuring the life of the machine, the performance of the machine, we're measuring the performance of the blade and the life of the blade. Next aspect we get into is the total utilization of each machine. How much time is a machine cutting over a month or over a quarter or over a year? We can draw down into that information to see. And then also, what types of materials are we cutting? How many alarms are going off on those machines? What's the default on those alarms? So we can address those. And it helps us become more efficient, keeping our machines up and running, and also keeping peak performance of the blade. Our next dashboard, we can go back into our library. So if we have jobs coming up that we have not cut in a period of time, we can go back and look at our library and we can see which blades worked on those jobs in the previous history. We can also see the performance of those blades. We can evaluate then which blades are going to be great blades for the future applications that we are going to be running. So there's a lot of great data in here. And our final thing that we're starting to utilize is that we now have adjusted to where we can do costing on actual cutting jobs. So if you have multiple pieces that are going to be cut for a job, now we are starting to capture the reporting on that so that we can see how much time actually that job was on the saw, how many cuts it made, how many blades it went through, how much time for the operator. And it really gives us a true performance of what our cutting applications are. So we're really excited about the new features that we're adding to Mechalogix from the original concept of being machine utilization. Then what we can do from there is we can draw and manufacture reports. And we're really unlimited as far as our reports. You can see in this report that we're able to analyze the utilization and uptime per shift. So we can look at the different shifts to see what they were doing, how the performance was of that machine and the applications. We can look and see what was the uptime, what kind of square inch rate they were cutting on each machine. And it really helps us to understand and where our bottlenecks may be, where our throughput is. But this is great reporting that allows us to address issues on a real-time basis. So we can generate these reports, like I said, on a shift basis, on a daily basis, a weekly, a monthly, quarterly, whatever it may be. But it's a great technology for us. And we're really excited about Mechalogix as we start to introduce it to the marketplace and the opportunities that it's going to provide for the end user to understand the bandsawing application and the costing that goes with that bandsawing. That is the one area that many end users don't have that information. They currently have to utilize spreadsheets and hope that the operator will fill in the information so they can capture this data. Mechalogix is a system that we hook up to the bandsaw machine through many sensors, and these sensors are continually monitoring the performance of the machine. And because of those sensors, we don't rely on the human element to input this information. We capture it right there at the machine, real time. And because of that, we take all the guesswork out of it and we provide the data back to the end user so that they can make the decisions in their sawing applications. Once again, Cosen would like to thank everyone for the opportunity. We're looking forward to the FabTech show. It's great to be able to network again, and we're excited about Mechalogix in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hughes. Our next speaker is Mr. Scott Brato, Director of Sales for Chiayi America Incorporated. Chiayi is a leading global press supplier with customers in more than 40 countries. The company's direct drive servo presses have many advanced features, including an intelligent manufacturing system that monitors overall equipment effectiveness, improves production, and preventative maintenance planning, and much, much more. The floor is yours, Mr. Breto.
Good afternoon. My name is Scott Breto from SAE America. Today I'm going to be talking about SAE's Smart Press Solution and Servo Technology. SAE is a mechanical and servo-mechanical press builder out of Taiwan. Been in business for over 60 years. So I'm going to be, again, talking about our servo technology, servo presses, and our smart press solutions. SAE servo presses are mechanical presses that have a servo drive on them. What the advantages, what this does, it allows the operator to have a fully programmable slide motion to optimize their production. So you can basically tailor the motion of the press to the application instead of changing and tweaking the tooling for the particular application. It gives operators a lot more flexibility to dial in their production, way to optimize it, and improve their efficiencies. So our presses come with a variety of pre-programmed slide motion profiles, crank motion, 2 different link motion profiles, a hold, 2 vibration motion profiles, a half motion profile, and a free motion profile, which allows the operator to basically build their entire own setup. And what these do is, again, allows you to tailor the production of your press to the particular need for that particular job. We do this with using our Beckhoff IPC-based press control. So what the IPC-based press control, it's a very, very flexible, very powerful system that allows us to communicate with various different PLC systems, all the major ones around the world. So the IPC Beckhoff control, and then can interface with the SCADA, the customer client, the customer service on there, using the various protocols, the Modbus, TCP, Ethernet IP, Profinet, etc. So with this, it also allows us to easily integrate our intelligent manufacturing system. So we're going to go through this a little bit, and so you're going to see basic information on the equipment, the reporting that we can generate from the combined efficiencies, management reporting, as well as maintenance information. What the intelligent manufacturing system does is it allows us to, again, interface with a lot of different additional items on the press. We add a lot more intelligent sensors to it to allow basically the operators, the maintenance personnel, as well as management to gather and collect and record equipment information, maintenance information. Then again, the system and the software will generate the combined efficiency reporting. We can get, again, maintenance status, operators, when the press is down, we'll enter an interface in there for a reason. And these reasons are compiled and generated into management efficiency reporting. Maintenance information for preventative maintenance, predictive maintenance on there allows you to be much more proactive in running the press, timing your maintenance, and improving your uptime. Then the combined efficiencies, take all the various features, run through the calculations, will generate your operation analysis, downtime analysis, everything that you need to improve the operation of your equipment. And our software has the ability to automatically disseminate these management reports to whoever you designate you want to get them. And they can generate them and output them on a interval basis, whether it be hourly, daily, weekly, whatever the management decides they want to see and how they want to see this. We're also able to use the system to send messages immediately in case of an unexpected error or timing to maintenance or service personnel, and also program that to provide those messages if you're getting close to a scheduled maintenance period. So again, you can properly time your maintenance on your press to minimize your impact on production. So this is an example of what the daily downtime report would be. Again, it gives the overview summary of all the different reasons the press can be down. Primary typical ones are going to be idle or die change in there. So again, as long as the operator puts in the proper code, it will generate the amount of time down for each reason, and then it will automatically prepare this chart and email it out to whoever you designate for this operation. It's a very powerful system. Again, it gives management a lot more insight into the operating the equipment properly and how to be most efficient with your production. Appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for listening and learning a little bit about SAE servo presses and smart manufacturing system.
Thank you, Mr. Brato. Next, we have Mr. Chuck Wong, U.S. Regional Representative for Thai-Lift. Thai-Lift specializes in laser cutting equipment and sheet metal machinery with newer AC servo models, including extensive automation features such as automatic loading and unloading systems that eliminate the need for an operator. Its newest punching machines also feature integrated punching, forming, rolling, and tapping functionality that improves processing efficiency. Welcome, Mr. Wong.
Hello, my name is Chuck Wong. I am a representative for Thai-Lift Group, Taiwan from the US. Thai-Lift Group started in 1973 in Taichung City, Taiwan by Mr. Steve Lin. This is a family-run business. Currently, we have 3 factories and 2 sales offices in Taiwan, 2 factories and 3 sales offices in China. We are a material handling equipment, tea production, and environmental equipment fabricator. We have sales office in Indonesia, Dubai, Vietnam, and US. We have distributors over 30 different countries. We have total of 650 employees. Our sales reached $100 million in 2020. We started in Taichung factory in 1973. In 1985, we started another factory with punch laser in Nantou, Taiwan. We also have factories in Guangzhou, China, Nantong, China. Our production facilities are located in our headquarters, which is in Nantou, Taiwan. We have global branch of sales office contactor that you can contact us throughout the world. We are a sheet metal processing industry, and I would like to talk to you a little bit more about the application of being used on these type of equipment. For instance, these type of equipments are being used for construction, heating and cooling system, show display, electric, mechanical equipment, transportation, kitchenware, medical. These are only a few examples that we process with our equipment. Sheet metal process equipment automation process. Here at the following page, I would like to show you the sheet metal processing in automation. As you can see here, this is shown in the red and the blue color of the flowchart. So the blue colors is showing you that the process through the office, as from taking an order, entering an order, process through the internal system of the company, and then for the red, that will be going out to the factory, taking an order, distributed to different departments for processing until product is done to ship out to the customer. And then this next page to show you that through order management, delivery management, drawing management and planning, equipment, computers, software like ERP, CAD/CAM system to process the manufacturing requirement to get the products done for the customer. With that said, you have to have a good internet system with firewall protection, with high speed internet to protect the data, and to be able to remotely communicate throughout your whole company process. Here, I would like to show you the latest and greatest punch press that we have. This is what we call the latest servo electric model. Unlike the old model that we have as a hydraulic, causing a lot of oil leak and a lot of expensive fix. With the servo electric model, we don't have to do a lot of maintenance. And this is a video that I show you. It comes with a load and unload system. Here I have a video showing the laser cutting machine automation. This is the latest also that shows you the automations along with the storage shelf. You can customize whether 6, 8, 10, 12 shelves depending on your facility's need. It shows that where you can also load all this material into the machine and unload it without an operator, saving a lot of processing time. Here's the pictures with the storage rack that we showed. And on this videos, it will show you that the press brake with a robotic arm. As you can see, with the robotic arm, we don't need an operator having to stand and set up the toolings and get everything done. With the robotic, we can have automatic tool loading, automatic tool bending, automatic tool unload with the process of an automation. Besides that, this is also another servo electric press brake that, unlike the older version of the machine where it used hydraulic wheel, this is all electric, so it eliminates a lot of the maintenance costs. Thank you again for all your time. I really appreciate it. Please contact her should you have any question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wong. Now we turn to Ms. Crystal Sung, Overseas Sales Specialist for Daji Electricity Machinery Industrial Company. Daji is a manufacturer of metal forming and welding machines used to produce auto parts, water tanks, and products in other industries. Its products feature intelligent control systems that deliver a 45% power savings, increase production capacity, and provide a range of other smart manufacturing benefits. Ms. Sung, over to you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here. This is Crystal from Daji Company. Today, I would like to talk to you about intelligent manufacturing creates the highest value of metal forming and welding for customers. I have divided this presentation into 6 parts, and here is the presentation online for your reference. First is Daji Company Profile. Was founded in 1973 and specialized in electrical heating upsetter machines and resistant welders, such as bar welders, thin welders, and consummation, extensively applied for automobile, water tanks, and other metal machining industries. The second part is R&D history and wisdom. We concentrated on industry transformation and toward intelligent manufacturing and automated production line for customers in recent years. About our main products. Our product's quality has obtained the Taiwan Excellence Award consecutively in 6 years, from 2016 to 2021. Regarding the total solutions after the pandemic, in order to solve some problems in consumer production process, Daji Intelligent controls critical system as core technology to provide clients 45% power saving and excellent welding quality. And we already successfully entered into many international well-known auto suppliers market. The next part is talk about our intelligent manufacturing and automation. Daji high-efficient power-saving intelligent upsetter machines. It includes 3 features. The first is innovative R&D 3-phase balance control system, enhance about 4 times production capacity. The second is digital automation high-efficient power-saving technology, excellent quality of heating upsetting technology, and 100% production yield rate. The third is digital intelligent design and integration with automated production line could connect with different robot brands to satisfy Industry 4.0 requirements. There is a comparison table for our intelligent upsetter and traditional type for your reference. The three-phase power balance network of intelligent upsetter avoids affecting the work of other precise machinery, and one-piece forming to save 50% material than traditional type. Regarding the intelligent function, the first is through numerical control to achieve the unmanned manufacturing process management, and includes many operating information and has built-in more than 100 set parameters for customers to set up. The second is PLC with industrial computers, with robots in two-way communication, data transmission, and realize the IoT function to reach the entry threshold of intelligent machinery. About the scalability and stability, testing for upsetter production line control system function and develop into a production history. Allow customers to check defective products, manage power consumption, and so on to assure the product quality. Moreover, R&D loading in the front, unloading with robots at the rear, comply with CE regulations. About the applications in automobile parts, Daji Products is not only for Taiwan's auto industries. We also have many successful projects for well-known automotive manufacturing companies in Turkey, Korea, India, and other countries. Daji specialized manufacturing machine is applied for engine valves, truck rear shafts, fuel tank, chassis, including bar-related auto parts. Then I would like to share our products video with you. If you are interested in our products or have any questions about machines, please kindly feel free to contact with us. That brings me to the end of my presentation. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Ms. Sung. Our final speaker is Ms. Susan Huang, Overseas Sector Manager for Diess Hydraulic Industrial Company. Diess is a hydraulic press manufacturer with more than 4,500 custom installations worldwide. Diess's newest hot-forming pressure team, ultra-strength steel and firm aluminum alloys, improving the accuracy of finished parts. The company also offers high-precision stamping, advances, and of course, Industry 4.0 insights and abilities. Ms. Huang, please fill us in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Susan Huang from Diess Hydraulic Industrial Company. This is a professional hydraulic press manufacturer in Taiwan. The applications of our machines is for sheet metal forming, trimming, piercing, drawing, forging, and the compositive hot forming. The automotive and home appliance industries are the two major industries where our machines are mainly applied, especially the automotive industry. It has become one of the most important industries in the world. For this reason, the automotive field is a potential market where we have focused on for decades. This hydraulic was established in 1976. Our head office is located in New Taipei City in Taiwan, and more than 90% of our presses are exported to other countries in the world. For the establisher, Mr. Huang, who has 60 years of experience in this field. Also, this has won many industries awards for the past years. This has built a facility in Kunshan City in Jiangsu Province in China since year 2000. The factory area is 37,000 square meters. This factory mainly supplies only importing in local markets in China. As mentioned at the beginning, our presses are mainly applied in the automotive industries and the home appliance industry, and the rest includes electronics, aerospace, or other industry. All our machines are custom-made for specific requirements from our customers. Based on it, we have 4 superiorities: professional teams, high-quality parts, quick service, and the ability of integration. We have our own professional hydraulic and electrical engineering teams to design and customize every press for our customers. We are able to plan the whole arrangement of designing the equipment from the fundamental blueprints to the press equipment or turnkey projects. We can monitor the PLC remotely for troubleshooting or programming online. This always provides quick response in 24 hours. We choose worldwide well-known and reliable suppliers for our major parts to guarantee the quality and also allows our customers to find replacements locally and easily. We can also help our customers to integrate the Industry 4.0 such as tooling dies, quick die change systems, transferring robotic arms, and automation systems. Our hydraulic presses include 3 different types: 4 columns, 4 posts, and gap types. With the technology and the cordial attitude we process, we are confident in being your reliable and trustworthy supplier. If you are looking for hydraulic presses, feel free to contact with us for more information, and we'll be very glad to talk more with you. Thanks for your attention. I would like to finish up my presentation by showing you product video.
Many thanks to all of our presenters for updating us on their company's innovations in metal forming and welding. That was a lot of great information. Now we'd like to take a few minutes to answer any questions you put in the chat during the presentations or that you can enter now. Let's see what we have. So our first question is for Mr. Kent Hughes from Cosen. So Kent, your Mechalogix application for your bandsaw machinery has been around since 2015. It started with the ability to monitor the performance of a blade and accurately forecast the number of remaining cutting hours left before a saw blade dulls and is no longer cutting with precision or a complete breakage. How is this improving productivity and profitability for your customers?
Thank you for the question. It's a great question. In Mechalogix, when you have a customer that's cutting a very large cross section or expensive material, the last thing they want to do is make a bad cut. So with Mechalogix, we're able to start gathering history of the past performance of all the bandsaw blades, and we can start to do a predictive analysis when that blade may fail. This allows an operator to make the decision before starting the cut that could take hours or the expensive material to make a decision, do I change the bandsaw blade now so that I don't have that problem down the road? This saves the material, it saves the time and expense, so it's really beneficial in those two types of applications. And we see that where customers are finding the tool life to be more and more critical in making that type of decision in the beginning stage of the process.
Great, thanks so much. The second question is for Mr. Chuck Wong from Thai Lift. Chuck, one of the newest automation features in your laser cutting equipment is automatic loading and unloading that eliminates the need for an operator. Can you explain how that works in a little more detail?
Yes, thanks for the question. So with the load unload system, we have a single or multiple storage unloading systems. That eliminates the operator having to run back and forth, doing everything manually. The load unload system is by processing, putting a whole pallet of material onto the storage shelf. And then from there, it will automatically load into the machine to process whether it's laser cutting or punching. Once it's finished, then it will unload the material onto the storage shelf. In some instance, customer can request to unload these particular part, individual part, and stacked it up into a storage bin.
Great, thanks so much, Chuck. So Scott Brato from SAE, you mentioned that your servo presses have a programmable slide motion that can help optimize the forming of parts made from all materials. Can you describe how some of your customers use that feature and how that has helped improve quality of the parts they produce?
Sure, absolutely, and I appreciate the question, Tom. So the programmable slide motion allows our customers to really finely tune the operation of the press to the particular part being made. So it helps with advanced materials, it helps let them integrate secondary operations into the press so you can get a more complete and higher quality part coming out of the press, saving on additional manufacturing and operating costs down the road.
Great, thanks so much, Scott. So the final question I have is for all three of our panel members. So here it is, and I'm going to ask Chuck to answer it first. And here is the question. The pandemic has accelerated automation and smart functions such as smart control, remote monitoring, intelligent predictive maintenance, and machine failure prediction. What new or improved Industry 4.0 capabilities do you see coming in the near future? And what are your customers asking for? Once again, we'll start with Chuck.
Yes, you know, customer always gonna constantly want manufacturer to have the latest, whether it's software, equipment, to try to help them eliminate as much as processing time, eliminate their processing time so they can improve in their profit by, you know, helping their company gear for the future. In the future, I believe that they're gonna be asking that doing everything from home. Of course, there's time that we still gonna need servicing at the facility, but in the future, we're going to have to come up with machine that is more reliable to help the customer do everything from home.
Thanks so much. Let's move next to Kent.
With the pandemic, it's created a couple different problems. It's forced companies to look at automation and to eliminate some of the waste, and as Chuck was saying. But also the second thing is that there's not a lot of skilled workforce out there currently. And because of that problem, there's a lot of mistakes that could be made. Our Q-Cut is our next technology that we're starting to get requests on, and it's a QR reader. This allows the company to input all the cut jobs for the day, for the shift, whatever it may be, into a spreadsheet. And then from that spreadsheet, they can send that information out to the saw operator. And all he is doing at that point is scanning, which eliminates a lot of mistakes of either making the wrong length of the cut or the wrong material or the wrong amount of pieces. So that technology, once again, is starting to have a lot more inquiries on it just to eliminate the mistakes from the unskilled workforce.
Thanks, Scott. And thanks, Kent. And finally, let's go to Scott.
Sure, Tom. Yeah, and kind of piggyback on what Kent said there, our SIM system package allows us to download the next job number, next part drawing straight to the operator screen there. So the setup person has all the proper parameters to make sure they're putting in the right job, make sure their quality checks are right there, all their tolerances shows right up there on the screen at the piece of equipment to, again, hopefully kind of eliminate any doubts due to the unskilled operators, the lack of available operators right now. And the advanced technology is also helping with predictive maintenance for the machine, so the downtime can be scheduled properly and your maintenance can be scheduled versus doing it more as an emergency repair.
Great, thanks, Scott. Next question is aimed at Chuck. Chuck, how has the pandemic affected your business based on the cost of materials for your clients?
Actually, during the pandemic, our business has gone up. It's just because that there is a lot of company that has to build these product that is related to the pandemic. For instance, like hospital bed devices, for these, hospital use and so on. So, but because of the rise of the material costs, causing a lot of smaller company to go out of business because, a lot of their customers are small customers, so they can't afford those parts anymore. And it's kind of sad to see. I'm hoping that this will change soon, that will help, all these smaller company out there.
Great, thanks so much, Chuck. The last question is aimed at Kent. Kent, where does bandsaw technology fall against other cutting types as a percentage, like laser and plasma cutting?
Unfortunately, bandsaw is lagging way behind. In the past, people didn't respect the bandsaw machine. Their idea was, let's just hire an operator, have them cut the material, and then we'll machine it. That's all changing though today because of, once again, the workforce, because of the processing time. They're starting to look at bandsawing and the technology to it and saying, we can invest into there, it will help us save our machining time down the road. So it is improving, but it did lag for many, many years.
Thanks so much, Kent. So that concludes the Q&A part of our presentation today. And this concludes our presentation. On behalf of the Bureau of Foreign Trade of the Ministry of Economic Affairs of Taiwan, thanks again so much for joining us today. We will follow up with an email giving you an online link for additional information and images about our presenters' products. You can also scan the QR code to get more business contact information. So with that, have a good day and a good rest of FabTech if you're here in beautiful Chicago. Sai Chin, that's Taiwanese for goodbye.